Today I'm going to show you the 3 fatal flaws that get 90% of hardship letters rejected. The banker's math you must satisfy and the exact structure of the letter that actually gets a loan modification approved. Although banks do read hardship letters to determine whether a homeowner meets their requirements, they read the letters primarily to determine if a homeowner fits within their financial criteria. When you write a hardship letter as if it were a diary entry, you're already failed. Homeowners generally assume that the purpose of a hardship letter is to allow homeowners to share their story. As such, many homeowners spend countless hours writing heartfelt diaries of how they lost everything, how stressed they are, how fearful they are of losing their home, all for the bank to send a rejection letter 2 weeks later, usually by mail. The first things to understand is the emotional impact of this. Right now, you're probably dealing with high levels of anxiety and you're thinking about what you'll be doing in 6 months from now. But bank employees are aware of the level of stress homeowners experience. However, they also understand that they themselves will not suffer emotionally. So the bank employee who reviews your hardship letter is simply checking boxes for their loss mitigation department. The bank employee reviewing your hardship letter is not just another person. They are extremely busy and poorly paid and would rather deny your request than review additional files. A lengthy, unorganized, or filed with fluff hardship letter makes it much easier for the bank employee to deny your request for hardship modification. I don't want your hardship letter to get denied. So here are 3 reasons why. The first one is permanent hardship. If you tell the bank that your income has been permanently reduced and will never come back again, they will refuse to modify your loan because they believe you cannot afford the monthly payments of your modified loan. To obtain a hardship modification, you actually have to convince the bank that the reduction in income was merely temporary, like a hiccup, and not a complete breakdown. The second reason is that the blame game. Banks dislike it when you point fingers at the economy, the government, or the system. They prefer that you show them evidence of something tangible and objective. Something like a serious medical emergency, a job loss, or even divorce. And the third thing is financial inconsistencies. This is perhaps the most important reason why hardship requests are denied. If your hardship letter states that you are financially insolvent, but your bank statements reveal that you continue to purchase non-essential items, then your hardship request will be denied immediately because the narrative of your hardship letter must be consistent with the data contained in your spreadsheets. So in order to secure approval of your hardship modification application, there is an exact 4-step process that you should follow precisely. Do not deviate from this structure. So step number 1 is keep this section brief. For example, on April 15, I lost my job due to company-wide layoffs. Do not elaborate on how your former employer treated you or anything else, just simply provide the facts. Step number 2 is the why. Your written explanation must reference supporting documentation that you have included with your application. For instance, please refer to the attachment that includes the termination of notice from former employee and date, as well as copies of my bank statements from April. By the way, I have made a video that I talk about the hardship letter and I actually provide you a sample hardship letter. You can grab it by watching this video later. Step number 3 is what's the current status? Most people fail at this step. You must describe how things are better now. I received a new employment on May 1st and my income has stabilized at X amount of dollars per month. The bank wants to see that the hole in the boat has been plugged, if you know what I mean. And step number 4 is the actual request. Do not use general language. If you're going to say, please help me, that's not going to work. Be direct and state specifically what you want. I'm requesting a hardship modification to bring my account current and ensure long-term housing security, something like that. If you live in New York or New Jersey, you face added layer of complexity. Foreclosure cases take longer in both states, New York and New Jersey, something around 12 to 18 months. But that does not give you a license to delay submitting your hardship letter. Each county court moves according to its own cycle. If you submit a subpar hardship letter during the list pendants phase or response to a summons without proper support, you are essentially throwing away your opportunity for pre-filing settlement. Here's what you must do. You must ensure that your hardship letter aligns with the available state-based assistance programs that are present at this time. Let's get honest about regional environment. If you have been trying to access programs similar to HUF in New York or IRMA in New Jersey, both of which were designed to assist homeowners affected by COVID, I want you to be cautious because both of those initial buckets of funding for COVID-related relief have largely dried up or shut down to new applicants. And just so you're aware, especially if you're in New York or New Jersey, a lot of people are still thinking that those relief programs are going to step in and fix this problem. They're not. So your hardship letter isn't being looked at the same way it was a couple of years ago. If you want the full breakdown of what's actually still available now, the programs that are open, I did a separate video on that emergency help after New York HUF closed forever. But for this, just understand this part. How you present your situation matters a lot more now. Now, let's get real about the regional landscape. In Essex and Mercer counties alike, courts are experiencing significant increase in foreclosure filings. Submitting a hardship letter detailing difficulties experienced in 2021 will serve no purpose if submitted in 2026. Your hardship letter must detail the effects of inflation and increasing interest rates and what have you today. And this part of the process is only 10% of the battle. Negotiations occur 90% after receipt of the hardship letter. If you feel overwhelmed by this burden, please do not attempt to navigate a bank's legal staff based on educated guesses. Since I began working throughout the New York and New Jersey foreclosure crisis back in 2008, I have helped numerous homeowners locate some hope in otherwise hopeless circumstances. I want to assist you in crafting your hardship letter correctly, initially, and ultimately achieving success. Visit the link below in this description to schedule a 30-minute consultation directly on my calendar. And together we will evaluate your unique situation. We can assess your financials and establish the most effective course for securing continued occupancy in your home. Please refrain from delaying until the sheriff arrives at your door. Let us start building momentum today. I look forward to seeing you succeed.